Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into two completely different worlds of knowledge. On one side, you have information that's carefully, meticulously built from the top down, almost like a fortress. And on the other, a chaotic, bottom-up explosion of content. So let's get into it. Let's just start with a really basic question. We are absolutely drowning in data, right? We have more information than any other time in human history, but who's actually building the libraries for all of it? Who decides how it's all organized, and more importantly, what even matters? Well, the answer is kind of being fought out in two totally separate arenas. You've got the structured, official, buttoned-up world of big institutions. And then you have the fast-moving, anonymous, and just massively scaled world of online creators. These are two fundamentally different blueprints for our digital lives. So here's how we're going to break it all down. First, we'll look at the government's approach. Then we'll jump over to the creator model. After that, we'll put them head-to-head. And finally, we'll try to figure out what this all means for the future of information. Okay, let's dive into our first world, the knowledge fortress. And for our case study, we're looking at a huge top-down project from the Comptroller and Auditor General of India. They're building something they call a Central Knowledge Repository, or CKR for short. So what is this CTR thing exactly? Well, think of it as the ultimate single source of truth. The whole point is to take every critical piece of knowledge this massive organization has, we're talking manuals, reports, best practices, and put it all into one centralized, perfectly organized platform. And listen, this isn't just about creating a digital filing cabinet. The official goal is way bigger. It's about making the entire institution better, sparking collaboration, driving innovation, and making sure that every decision is backed by the best possible data. It's all about that organizational efficiency. The way they're rolling it out tells you everything you need to know about this institutional mindset. It is deliberate. It's methodical. It is planned down to the last detail. I mean, look at the timeline. Clear steps from the initial vision in March to circulating specs, revising procedures, and then, finally, a prototype in October. Every single step in this process is formalized. It gets documented in official circulars, signed by department heads, and then it's pushed down from the very top of the organization. This is knowledge management as a pure bureaucratic process. And you can actually see the structure of it right in the user interface. It's fascinating. You've got this strict hierarchy. A super admin dashboard oversees nearly 53,000 users. Meanwhile, a proposer can only submit content. They can't just publish something. Their work has to be sent, reviewed, and approved. It's a system built entirely around control and verification. Okay, now let's do a complete 180 and shift to a totally different universe. We're leaving that controlled government fortress and heading straight into the Wild West of the creator economy. So our second case study is the faceless YouTube channel. Here, the goal has nothing to do with internal efficiency. It's about reaching a gigantic global audience with content that's super engaging, all while the creator themselves stays completely anonymous. And the motivation? It could not be more different. Forget about organizational goals. This is pure, raw entrepreneurship. The promise is so direct. Make more money with as little effort as possible by creating a content machine that just churns out passive income. And really, it all boils down to the incentives. On average, a YouTuber makes about $18 for every 1,000 views. That simple fact creates this incredibly powerful drive to make content that's optimized, not for accuracy or institutional correctness, but for one thing and one thing only: pure audience engagement. The process is the total opposite of the government's formal multi-month plan. It's nimble, it's built for speed, and it follows this simple, repeatable 5-step formula. And it's heavily automated. We're talking AI for everything from writing the script to generating the voiceover. So what kind of knowledge actually gets made this way? Well, it's a massive spectrum, basically targeting any niche you can think of that's popular and that you can monetize. True crime stories, deep dive documentaries, DIY life hacks, gaming videos. The content is dictated entirely by what people want to watch.
Okay, so let's put these two worlds right next to each other, because when you do, you can really see the fundamental philosophical differences at play.
This table just lays it all out so clearly. The institution is all about internal efficiency. The process is formal, top-down, for a closed audience. The individual, on the other hand, is all about monetization. The process is agile, automated, and for a global audience of billions.
One system is built for control, the other is built for scale.
So, what does this incredible contrast actually tell us about where all of this is going? What is the future of information?
What we're seeing are two philosophies playing out at a massive scale. The institutional world is trying to build the definitive, vetted, authoritative library, a single source of truth. The creator world, it's building an infinite, algorithm-driven bookstore, packed to the gills with engaging, monetizable stuff.
And it's really important to get this. One isn't necessarily better than the other. They are just different tools for completely different jobs. One serves the needs of a huge, structured organization that requires stability, even if it's slow. The other serves the demands of the open market, and it's built for speed, even if that means it can be a little superficial. But both are incredibly powerful, and both are absolutely shaping how we all learn, work, and think.
And that leaves us with one final, pretty provocative thought to chew on. Right now, creators are using AI to pump out content. Institutions are building structured data. So what happens when AI gets good enough to merge these two worlds? When it can build its own vast, verified, and instantly engaging knowledge repositories? In a future like that, where does that leave the institution? And where does that leave the individual?